right at the end, got a pedestrian, so I'm doing my mirror as my signal, and I'm positioning left to centre. Just going to pause that there and just talk to you about that for a second. So we call it left to centre, which means we're not going to go on the wrong side of the road, and we'll position ourselves so people can get round. So it's a bit tight there, so I've got myself over, so I'm being quite precise on that. When you first do that, I was going to say open the door, probably not, but look in your mirror and see that you're left to centre, and you may have to pick up a point so you are left to centre, but I found most experienced drivers don't need to do that. Learners quite often have to have something called a reference point, which is bringing the white line to the car somewhere. We'll talk about that more later, so they can judge it. So here, I'm going to do a minimum, I should do a minimum of 2 looks to the right before I put out whether I'm looking left or right, whether I'm putting left or right. So I'm going right, so right I'd look ahead because I've got vehicles there looking for reverse lights, brake lights, things like that, clues that the people are off to their work. Left obviously to make sure there's no one coming. Ahead, right, and then if I need to I'd do it again, but I'd always look a minimum right. If I'm going left, I'll look right, head left, head right, and then obviously left because I'm going there. And be very mindful with learners, they don't tend to look where they're going when they pull out, so I'm being aware of that. I've also got these vehicles in front, so the thing is with the vehicles in front is they're going to force me on the wrong side of the road. So I've got to make sure that I can continue on the wrong side of the road till I can get back on my side, make sure it's clear. So I need a bigger space on my right than if I was just going across the path, because I'm going into a path now. I'm going to face towards them, so I've got to make sure I've got a bit more room than I would normally need. So around we go. Notice again here, I'm going to straighten up, wait for the pedestrian, and then change gear. Okay, so I'm not changing gear while I'm straightening up. Road just bends to the right here. I'm going to take it quite slow. I'm going to get myself over to the left, because if there is something coming around, particularly the bin lorry, for example, so I get quite close to these cars, but I'd rather that because I've got control of that, and then I'm off again. There's a vehicle up here, so I'm aware of them on the right hand side. So I'm accelerating, but not excessively, because there's people coming out of driveways and all that type of thing at this time of day, and people getting cars out of vehicle there. I was aware of them, so it wasn't a problem. Possibly with hindsight could have gone slightly slower, but the camera always looks a bit quicker than it is. But the main thing, I was aware of them, therefore I'm going to take away the thinking time. So I'm going to go left here, so I'm going to check my middle mirror, left mirror, pop a left signal on, position myself to the left best I can. So I'm just going to pause that again a second here. Again, I've clocked the vehicle on the left with the boot open. I'm looking, it's a vehicle, the type of vehicle you'd have dogs and things in. So I'm looking to see if there's a dog in there that's maybe not clipped in. It's probably open so the dog can get some, it's a summer's day, so it can get some air and things. But it's clocking things like that's really important. It's also parked right in the corner, which tells me he's probably temporarily parked there, particularly if he's got his back open. So I'm looking for him loading, unloading, so pets, dogs, things like that. I'm looking for him. Is he or she walking around there? So I'm thinking about all those things when I come up to this junction. Then I've positioned myself as far to the left as I can, allowing for him. Then I'm going to look, so let's have a look at what I do here. So I'm now looking, those 2 minutes to the right, and out I go. I'm then straightening up and then changing gear. I'm going to go right here, so I'm checking middle mirror, right mirror, pop a right signal on, being very careful not to cut the corner here or drift to my right a bit. And then I'm going to pull over on the left here, so I'm going to check the middle mirror, left mirror. I'm not going to signal because there's no one to benefit from a signal there. And then when I stop, I'm going to put the handbrake on and pop into neutral, particularly in that order, which we'll talk about another time.